What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about an Xbox game, but I guess technically not an Xbox exclusive. The next major Microsoft game project is a Doom sequel, but it takes place in the ancient past. And to be honest, it sounds fantastic. Let's take a look at the leaks and the fact that apparently this is another multi-platform Xbox release that we're going to be playing very soon. Hi, I hope you're having a great day. If you could, give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, apparently, it's going to be called Doom: The Dark Ages. It's going to be revealed at the Xbox Showcase coming up here in about 2 weeks, June 9th, and apparently it's going to be a medieval take on the Doom world. Now, the idea of this is initially completely mind-blowing. I definitely love Doom. I definitely loved Doom Eternal, but this is just such a different take. It seems like such a great idea to take it in a radically new direction that, in fact, I immediately had to tweet out the fact that Medieval Doom sounds like a massive Xbox W. Now, other leakers immediately began to chime in after this initial report by Insider Gaming, and basically people are saying, yes, this is real, and yes, it is being developed fully multi-platform. So it is coming to the PlayStation 5. In fact, I thought this was funny. When this was first leaked directly by Tom Henderson, he was like, hey, this is going to be great. Immediately, the replies are like, can't wait to get this on PS5, PS5 version getting announced. Now, I think this game is great, but I do find it a bit fascinating that at this point, Microsoft is clearly, in their own way, kind of giving up on the Xbox, that Game Pass numbers are not going to pay back as instantaneously. Like, the budget of this game is probably at least $100 million at the very lowest ballpark. So even at that range, it's hard to sell enough Game Pass subscriptions to pay that back. Whereas if you put it on a console like the PlayStation 5, where people can actually spend money to recoup those costs, obviously that's much more lucrative. Now, this sounds good, but the extra part of this is that we definitely know this leak is real because it has actually been accidentally posted by Microsoft themselves. When there was that whole big court case with Activision Blizzard and Microsoft and the FTC, there was a time where one of the lawyers posted a bunch of incredibly top secret documents, just straight up put them on the internet, said, hey, here's everything that Xbox is currently working on. And in it, there was a project that was just called Doom Year Zero. Now, we didn't know what that meant at the time, but people assumed at the very least it was going to be some sort of prequel, but I don't think that anybody predicted that it would be this far in the past. Now, the director of the game, Hugo Martin, I've personally met this guy. I've had a chance to hang out and have drinks with him. The man's a genius. He definitely understands the nature of first-person shooters. He is the director of Doom Eternal, which is obviously a freaking masterpiece, and he said this. So, Doom Eternal came out, and then they did these two big pieces of DLC, the Ancient Gods Part 1 and the Ancient Gods Part 2. I reviewed all these. I played all these. I even bought I bought Doom Eternal on Nintendo Switch. Let me tell you, that's a very rough version of the game. But here's a weird statement he said that I thought was kind of fascinating. We could tell a story about when the Doomslayer first came to the place with the Sentinels, almost like more of a medieval setting, a fantasy setting, Martin said. I think you should play the DLC too, and you'll see lots of hints of what we could do moving forward, maybe even in the future. Again, our hero is somewhat timeless. I mean, literally, he's immortal. We could tell all kinds of stories. Now, some people are taking this to mean that it could be set between Doom 64 and Doom 2016, The Doomslayer has been around for a very long time. He loves to rip and tear. Now, it's cool to me because honestly, I think that this is just such a bold concept. I think that the gaming industry at times gets so afraid of doing something radically different. And honestly, this seems like something that could have a very cool rhythm to it. Doom Eternal had a game that just had so many mechanics, some people kind of got overwhelmed by it. In fact, I even found this. This is the official Reddit games, and one of the top comments is kind of complaining that, if anything, Doom Eternal was too deep. The fact that it had chainsaws to get ammo, flamethrower to get armor, grenades to kill enemies, glory kills to restore health. It was a game that definitely tried to get you to do a little bit of everything, on top of the fact that it actually had platforming and air dashes and all sorts of crazy bosses and stuff. I thought Doom Eternal was incredibly good, but honestly, taking it to the medieval era is genius. Because I feel like it opens up a totally different avenue. Like, what if it ends up being like Evil Dead, where we have a current guy with his own guns and ammo and stuff, but he's tearing apart retro demons and castles? Or what if we actually just have to go purely more melee? We're using like crossbow bolts and explosive arrows on top of just our raw power gauntlet armor to rip people apart. Like, not enough companies are willing to sit down and say, hey, what would happen if we did something kind of stupid? What if we did something kind of silly just to see if it actually sticks? Now, part of the reason I am so trusting is because Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal are fantastic. They are some of the best fast first-person shooters ever. They just have so much going on, from mechanics to verticality to monster design to enemy weak points. Like, they're the kind of games that you just want to play over and over and over again just to see how perfect and how many scores and points and craziness you can rack up in every single level. Taking that DNA and applying it to the past, man. Now, I will admit, if they release this day one, I am probably going to buy it on PS5 first. If there is a delay, of course I'll play it on Xbox Game Pass, but I'm just such a trophy hunter. I think I'm going to play it first on PS5. Maybe I'll get it on PC. My PC is so powerful now, I think a game like this might look incredibly good over 60 FPS, but initial reactions, holy heck. But what do you guys think about this? Does this seem like a good thing, or does it seem like a little bit too strange? And honestly, I'm so curious about the other leaks that may come out from the Xbox Game Showcase and the rest of Summer Games Fest. I mean, things are starting to cook. Sony is apparently about to do a PlayStation Showcase. That was my other video today. Nintendo's been strangely silent. They haven't shown us the Nintendo Switch 2. I think the summer hype is finally beginning. But tell me your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. Oh man, give me all that Doom, baby. Hell yeah. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.